Okay, and we are live. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's a pleasure having you guys here again today. It's another live, and the market has already. Let me refresh this page. You remember earlier we talked about the high impact news coming out today, and approximately 31 minutes ago, we had the news for the USD, the unemployment claims. And if you look over here, 231K, which happens to be red. So this is negative, which means what? Which means sell USD. I'm going to repeat this again as this is the big thing that's happening now. So for those that will be coming in a few minutes as well, I'll repeat it so that you understand what I'm talking about. 231K negative. As the negative, what do you think is happening to the USD? Let me put up the USD. The USD is down. Yes, the USD is down. Where is the USD down from? The USD is down from that place that we talked about. Can you see this whole area? This has been a hot zone. And if you look very well from here, where we talked about earlier, you can see it pushed a bit higher to this point over here. Right? So it pushed a bit higher where we have some areas of reaction as well. So this whole area, there was a little range, but then the news came out and it has done its thing. So, as we always say, do not be surprised when the market moves in a volatile manner when the news comes out. And that's just what we have here, right? So, we're going to talk about this again quickly. But first of all, welcome. It's a pleasure having everybody here. It's a pleasure having you guys here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to this live market analysis session. My name is Tolu, as usual, of CSA Forex. And in this live market analysis session, we are going to be looking at different instruments of your choice. I repeat, different instruments of your choice, right? So as we are traders, whether new or struggling traders, we are doing this on a regular to help everybody understand what is happening in the market, what is going to happen in the market so that we can take advantage of it. Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Adams. You're welcome. Good day to you. How are you doing today? Are you in any trade? How was the market for you this week? We did a video earlier today where we said the paint is yet to dry, but since the paint is drying even the more, that expression was based on the sideways market that we had, right? It was based on the sideways market that we had for a little while, for over 28 hours plus and counting, right? And then not too long ago, we just showed you the news that came out, right, for the USD, where we said negative. We still have another one coming out by 6 p.m. UK time, or rather, let me say 6:01 p.m. UK time. That's 30-year bond auction for the USD, right? So that one also could easily move the market, whether up or down, but we're going to wait for it. So this movement here, with this big, let me zoom in a bit so you see what I'm talking about. With this big, massive candle, right? This was purely based on the news that just came out, right? It was the news that made this candle happen. But you would have even thought that this candle would have been a bit bigger, right? So you can see that in a way, overall, this is still in a ranging area. As we said, as market is coming down over here, we said the same for Euro USD as an example, that it should be appreciating, and that's what we had over here. You can see we already drew all of this. If you watch our previous video, you see that we didn't just draw them down. We put all these levels there earlier. Like I said, prices reacting to all of these levels to the T. The same thing with GBP USD. We have been focusing more on the Euro USD and GBP USD for a while, and you can see what we have over here. So that news that came out has already, is playing out. And I'm sure it's going to wait for the next news coming out at 6:01 p.m., whether for a follow-up or for a pullback, because who knows, it might still drop. but then the paint is yet to dry. The paint is actually drying at the moment, right? Emmanuel Omo, good afternoon to you too. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? It's a pleasure having you guys here. What instruments are you guys in? What trades are you guys in? Or what instruments you want us to look at so that I can put it up on the chart? This is our live market analysis session where we're going to be looking at the market live, looking for trade opportunities, or if there was an error somewhere, maybe you placed a trade and it ended up as a loss, we can look at it as well and find out why that was so, right? So I'll wait for you guys to drop your instruments in the chat, then we can look at them together. And if not, then I will just talk about one or two more instruments. I think it's been a while we've talked about the Bitcoin, so let's just jump into the Bitcoin and see what's happening over there. Oh, sorry, BTC USD. Let's see what's happening over there. So here's the BTC USD. Okay, we did some drawings here earlier, just following price. And you can do this as well because price tends to move in channels. If I was going to continue this wedge-like pattern that we have been doing, I would put one in this manner like this, just to continue what we have over here. I'll do something in this manner, right? I'll do something in this manner like this. And then we can see price doing this thing as well. Over here, here, and here. Price is reacting to this area here. And then it should push higher to this point, maybe break out, return, and push higher, or maybe bounce from here and drop lower. So you always have like two plays in the market for buying and then for selling. I repeat, you always have two players in the market, at least two players in the market, one for buying and one for selling. Looking at this BTC USD from this angle overall, it looks pretty dirty. It's not a clean up move or a clean down move. You can see that with the drawings that we have done, it even looks a bit messier, right? So let me just clean them up. But if we move over to, let's do this. Let's move over to another time frame entirely, right? Let me clean it up. This is another angle that we looked at the market because you can look at the market from different angles. But if you look at this from the daily time frame, then we could see things a bit better. I'm going to show what I can see from the daily time frame here. First things first, it's an uptrend, right? It's an uptrend, so that means that we probably have people wanting to buy. Where do they want to buy? I can see an area here of interest where the price should drop down to, another area here where the price should drop down to as well. But meanwhile, if you look over here, let me just circle this area. If you look over here, it seems to be consolidating, but rather it's moving in a diagonal way, like it's moving in this manner down, something like this down, if you look very well. And if you look very well, you could either put like a channel like or a wedge-like pattern over here. You could either do something like this in this manner, from what I can see, right? So from what we have over here, if you ask me, price could either come back to these lows here and react to it, either bounce or break, pull back, and then drop further down to this point here. This area here is around 52,500, 50K, or it could push back higher to this place. One thing that I actually like about this chart I'm seeing now is the fact that it is making what? It's making some nice lower highs over here. This point here, and then this point here. So if it drops down and it comes back here, it could make another point here, lower high, and then drop down. That's what I can see, because you would always be able to see the strength between the buyers and the sellers. So the strength could be in favor of the buyers or the strength could be in favor of the sellers. It is for you to be able to use the information on the chart based on the price, the action on the price, the behavior, the direction and movement of the price. And then that should help you to more or less understand the market, which is read the market like an open book and be able to take advantage. And that's what we are after. We want to take advantage. Okay. Okay, Mr. Adams said he's not in any trade yet, and then he's asking for Euro CAD. Okay, great. So let's have a look at Euro CAD. Let me clean it up first of all. So I just talked about the BTC USD, just for us to have an understanding of what the market is doing now. Now that we've cleaned up the chart, everything that we drew earlier, we should be able to see it, right? Everything that we drew earlier on this chart, we should be able to see it, right? If you look very well, meaning that the levels are there, it is for us to be able to identify them with our eyes. All these levels are there. It's for us to be able to identify them with our eyes based on support, resistance, based on price action, basically. So Euro CAD, let's have a look at the Euro CAD. Mr. Adams mentioned it, and this time around, let's look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. Okay, so for EuroCAD, what can we see here? What can we see? The first thing I can see, right, based on my own analysis, based on my own eyes, I can see an area over here. I can see something over here, first of all. And this which I can see is based on like here. Why did it bounce over here? It bounced over here because of all of this here, right? Looking to the left-hand side. So if you are looking forward to buying the Euro CAD, you have already missed it. This is the place that you should have bought in this market, right? That's the place where you should have bought. And if you're looking forward to selling, I would say something around here, right? I would say something around that area because of what we have here as a form of resistance or some little support over here. So I would like to see the price push back to this point and then you sell over there. So always look for where to buy and where to sell on the chart. I repeat, always look for where to buy and where to sell on the chart. Also, in a way, some might say there's something over here, right? Yes, there could be something over here. It is more or less like a minor area, but it could still slow the market down. It could still slow the market down. And another thing I could even see from these areas that we marked over here, some could decide to use a Fibonacci from these highs to these lows. You use a Fibonacci from these highs to these lows. And if you do that, this should give you like the 50 or 61.8 area of confluence. Let me just do that for you as well. It should give you that as confluence if you pick the Fibonacci and draw from this highs to this lows over here. And you can see what we just talked about now. It should give you that area where we have 50 is 50. 50 here, as you can see, and it should act as a form of confluence. And if this should smash through, then this area should be where price is going to. So for where to buy and where to sell, that is it on the Euro CAD. For the buying, if you ask me, you already missed it. And the trend more or less has been an uptrend. So if you're looking at going with the trend, that opportunity has already gone over here. You've missed the opportunity already. And then if you're looking forward to selling, which is against the trend, you can either look for this area here of confluence for the 50 fib with this area of resistance and then support over here, or wait for price to get to this point over here. This could easily be considered as a fake out, a false break, because as it broke out of this area, immediately it rushed back and entered back into this region of resistance and support. Right? I hope this was helpful. The chart is getting a bit messy. Whenever I start to draw things, it starts to look a bit too much because most times I personally don't like too many things on my chart. I like the chart to be nice and clean for clarity's sake so that I can easily understand what I am looking at, right? And that's why it is price that we are trading. We are trading price. Price is king, right? Price indeed is king. So if you have any other instruments of choice, if you have any other questions, do let me know before we start to round up. For this, our live market analysis sessions, we will try as much as possible to make it often. We'll try and do more often, at least 3 times a week. I've said that before, but I'm going to try to commit to that. Just we jump in and then we look at charts together as live market analysis is the case, right? We'll try and do that, and I'll show you from my own point of view. So you take my own point of view with a pinch of salt. Always still trust your own analysis, even if mine is different from yours. I am a price action trader. I use support and resistance for the area of interest. And then, of course, I wait for reaction to that area of interest, and then the trigger, what I'm going to use to enter the market at that point in time. And a few people asked me for a better understanding of ART, ART, area, reaction, and trigger, art of trading. I'm going to still do a YouTube video, and then I'm going to upload it soon enough for everybody to watch. So please, if you are not following the channel, do so. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and watch the videos, like the videos, comment with your questions, with your own analysis, thought process on the videos as well. And also, if you know anybody that might be interested in learning how to trade and you find that our way of explaining our way of trading, the strategy that we use is straightforward and is good to go, well explained, and so on, you can as well share with others as well. Okay, so Mr. Adams said, very helpful. Thank you. So for the rest of us that are over here, what are you guys trading? What strategy do you trade? I'm pretty versatile when it comes to strategies. Once upon a time when I started like over 10 years ago, I tried to learn everything. I tried to learn like trend line breaks, Fibonacci retracement, moving averages. I tried to learn, just name it, RSI, convergence, divergence trading, and so on. So whatever strategy you're using, even if you need assistance with that, I should be able to help you out based on my little knowledge in it. Elliott waves a bit. It's been a while. It's been a really long time I've messed around with Elliott wave, but then I should be able to remember a bit of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the ABC correction, right? Knowing fully well that 3 is like the longest, right? Now look at what we're looking at over here. You can see on this arrow card, you can see there's still like a reaction. This candle is reacting. When the price reacts to a particular place, you should ask yourself, why is price reacting to that point? What you should now do, to answer that question, is to look to the left. Your answer would always be to the left. When you look to the left, you see it, whether it's a minor area or it's a major area level zone, they're still the same thing, right? I believe yesterday we talked a bit about support and resistance, and then supply and demand. These are things that you would always see. Whether it is support and resistance or supply and demand, they are still based on price, the action of price. So PA is king, PA is everything. Whether you are trading ICT, whether you are trading SMC, whether you are trading chart patterns, whatever you're trading, whatever strategy you're trading, it is still uh, a descendant of price action. Because it's only when price does something, it's only when price acts, it's only when price moves, it's only when price trends, that it gives rise to all of these things: support, resistance, supply, demand, and so on. Even the indicators that we use, they are all based on price. If price doesn't move, the indicator would not function. And that's why people say the indicators are lagging, because they have to wait for price to do something. Not like you cannot use indicators. Of course, you can use indicators. There are a lot of traders using indicators to trade and make money, because at the end of the day, it's all about the money you want to make. So you have people using indicators and are doing well with them. It's just for you to understand indicator, knowing that, okay, it might repaint because price is price and price does what it does. And if that is the case, you will know how to adjust to it accordingly. Simple, right? So do we have any other questions after today's live market analysis session? It might probably be till next week. I don't have anything scheduled for tomorrow. But notwithstanding, if you have any question or two, you can always pop in and chat me up. You can put a comment on the YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to do more of videos now because typing, I used to do a lot of write-ups like on Facebook and so on. But I'm like, it's just easier for me to hit record and then talk. My visual is not on. I just more or less practically got up from bed. And I always say I am in a different time zone. I'm in PST time zone. So my own time now as I speak is 6:21 a.m. a.m. and not p.m. Mine is 6:21 a.m. So I'm 8 hours behind UK time. Right. So that's that for that. So look out for more YouTube videos on the channel talking about different things. We're going to be doing the art of trading very soon. Basically, it's all of this explanation, but I'll just go a bit deeper and talk about the art, the ART, how to recognize them, what to do when you see different kinds of A, different kinds of R, and different kinds of T. Because no action is also an action. No action is also an action. And I always tell traders, you don't have to be in a trade to call yourself a trader, right? You don't have to be in a trade to call yourself a trader. Very key, very important that we understand that. It's always best for you to wait for the best or the best opportunities, which is what I like to do. I wait for those trades that will give us good reward at the end of the day. You can easily have like a 30% success rate. 30%. I keep on saying 30% because I have played around with the math. A 30% at a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio, where 1 is your loss, 5 is your winners, is very good. You place 10 trades. Let's assume you place 10 trades. It means that 3 of them are winners. And you know 1 is a winner at 5. So that will give you 15. And the remaining 7 that are losers, the remaining 7 that are losers are at 1. So that will give you 7, or let's say minus 7. So 15 and minus 7 will give us 8. So that means that you're still in the positive because of your risk to reward ratio. So just for a little advice before I close the curtains for today and for this week on the live market analysis sessions, always ensure that your risk to reward ratio is in the right proportion. Always ensure that your reward is higher than your risk. Make sure you have stop loss available on your chart. Also, make sure that your volume lot size is based on your account balance. So you need to understand these little things. And when it comes to the risk management, I always say for you to calculate your risk, we have tutorials on that, and you can always go over to the school. We have a school here, right? The link will be in the description for any of our videos. So you could always come here, position size calculator, click on it, and then you have this over here, right? Where you can calculate your risk appropriately, your volume, your lot size, based on whatever instrument that you have over here. I put the majors, first of all, and I put the minors, and I put gold and Bitcoin, right? So these are majorly for currencies because there's a calculation to it. So assuming your account balance is, let's just say $1,000, and you want to risk 1%, by the time I click on enter, right? 1% of 1,000 is 10. So it gives us 10. So we are risking only $10, which happens to be 1%. And by the time you put in your stop loss here, let's assume your stop loss is 25 pips, and let's say your instrument is AUD, USD, or whatever, you click on calculate, it will give us the position size here, calculate 0.04 lots for AUD, USD. So you're supposed to be using 0.04. And if you don't understand what 0.04 means, look over here on the lot size table, 0.04. Where is it? Here it is, 0.04, which is 4 micros, and that is 40 cents to 1 pip, just for us to have a better understanding of that. Okay, so thank you guys. I'm running up now. Thank you guys for joining us. Has indeed been a good one. Don't forget, if you still have questions, you can always reach out to me via Instagram. You can reach out to me via YouTube here. Drop a comment. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I am on a whole lot of platforms. I am doing more of YouTube channels now and probably Instagram. So if you still want to reach out, you know where to reach out to me. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. It has indeed been a good one. Enjoy the rest of the day. Trade safely. We still have news coming out later today for USD. And then we still have, or even for CAD, we have news coming out for CAD, and that is the speech by the governor of the Bank of Canada, Mark Clem. And then we have news coming out tomorrow as well for pounds, the GDP, CAD, unemployment rate, and the unemployment rate is a big one to employment change, so pay attention to that as well. And also by 3 p.m., we have the consumer sentiment for the USD. So we still have some volatility left for today and tomorrow. So definitely the paint is drying and should be dry totally sooner than later. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you to Mr. Adams. Thank you for the rest of us that are here, that were here, and will still watch this on a replay. Enjoy the rest of the day, trade safely, and goodbye for now. Cheers.